Greetings. Welcome to my first ever tag grading reveal. It's the first time I've ever graded with tag. It's the first time I've graded with any of the grading companies, as a matter of fact. Never really had much of a desire to grade my cards. It was never, when I was collecting, I was never one to think much about flipping cards for profit or thinking too much of the secondary market. I really enjoyed collecting cards, and yeah, I would sell the odd raw card here and there or trade cards based off what I wanted to keep in my collection or what I didn't want in my collection. But I didn't really trust any of the other grading options out there. Their slabs never really appealed to me, and then tag came along, and I believe without question this is the best looking slab. I love the design. It doesn't draw away from the card, yet I think it complements the card and looks very sleek. I just love the design. So that was when I first saw a tag slab. Got my interest, and then you learn about their grading process: technical, authentication, and grading. So tag utilizing AI technology to grade their cards and supplement it with human quality assurances. I That's when I trusted the process. It may not be perfect. I think it's the best grading option out there. And I don't want to get into some of the controversy out there. That's not why I'm doing this. It's not why I collect cards. But it was for once there was a grading option for me that at least interested me to grade my cards. And so I decided to submit. This is not my first submission to tag yet. It's the first submission to get back to me. My first sub is probably a week or two away yet from getting home. So let's get into checking out some slabs. And I think this is also a great touch. They come in this foil wrapping, which nobody else does. This makes it kind of a fun activity that you can do to have a look at your cards when they get back in. Cutter Gauthier, one of my favorite rookies from this past season. I think this guy, he's going to do some pretty special things with the Ducks. Sorry the way he treated you guys out there in Philadelphia. 82 games played. I think he was he was right around, I think, half a point a game. I think he had like something like 40, 45 points, somewhere in that range. It's going to be a star for a long time there out there in Anaheim. They got a lot of great things going on there. We start off my first ever guard, a 9. Such a great looking slab, great looking Young Guns card. Now, I will admit, most of these are blind reveals. There is a couple cards in here that, I allowed my son to take a peek at it, and let's just say it wasn't, I asked him not to reveal what he saw, and his face gave it away big time. Matthew Coronado, Silver Outburst. Now, my understanding is that these are tricky to grade. They don't typically grade well. This was kind of a learning experience for me. I wanted to submit a couple of my Silver Outbursts just to see how they do. Learn through the tag report that outlines everything about your card, like why it graded the way it did, which is also a fantastic tool when grading. So you get a good insight of why it in fact graded the way it did. And then now I'll be able to review these reports, see how they did, why they graded the way they did, and maybe make more educated decisions moving forward on which cards I send away for grading and which ones I don't. But yeah, one of my favorite Calgary Flames young players, Scoronado, an 8.5 on the Silver Outburst. I'm actually pretty happy with that. Obviously you want gem 10s, but it'll be interesting to look at the grading report and just get an idea why that graded the way it did. Logan Stankoven. Okay, another one of my favorite rookies from last season. Dallas had to give him up to Carolina to get Rantanen, and I understand that. But boy, to Carolina, I think they've got a star here, and they signed him up long term, a good player contract, a good team contract, and I think he's just going to rack up a ton of points for Carolina moving forward. Like, I want to say he's got about 100 games played, right around that half a point a game. He's undersized as a centerman, so I think they're starting to use him a little more on the wing. But boy, can this guy fly! I do know what this card graded. This is one of those not so blind reveals in my submission. This one and one other card, I already know the grade. So there's my first gem 10. Beautiful card. Love that slab, man. Just love it. Let's get him right up there beside Yegor. Yegor, the greatest Belarusian player ever. He's going to have to pick it up after last season, though. Brock Faber. No disrespect to Connor Bedard, but this was my Silver Outburst as well. This is last year's true, not this past season, true Calder Rookie of the Year, in my opinion. This guy, as a defenseman, played all 82 games. He was about half a point per game as a rookie defenseman and averaging nearly 25 minutes a game. This guy was a minute muncher, deployed in all situations at a position you cannot shelter. Very, very impressive as a rookie defenseman to have the rookie year that he did. One of my favorite young players in the league, Brock Faber, an 8. Again, I'm happy with that. This is going to give me an opportunity to kind of see why these Silver Outbursts, these Outburst cards grade the way that they do. I'll definitely take a look at that report and be wiser with my submissions moving forward. Again, Brock Faber. This is just his regular Young Guns. Let's see if we can do a little bit better than 8 on this one. And we got an 8.5. Brock Faber, what a stud on the blue line that the Minnesota Wild have, and Buum coming up next season. Yet they are set on the back end. Connor Hellebuyck. This is a little bit of an older Young Guns card. Local card shop. I thought they were more or less giving this card away, and I just don't know if Connor doesn't get the respect in the hobby that he deserves. With a Hart Trophy winner, Vezina Trophy winner, I practically picked this card up for nothing, and I thought, why not send this off to Tag? See how we do. It looked like a clean card. A 9. Pretty happy with that. Like I said, I don't know how many hands this card. Like I did not pull this card, so happy with a 9. All things considering. I think he might become a little bit more appreciated in the hobby after winning both the Vezina and the Hart Trophy. Maybe he just needs a little bit more success in the postseason. Okay, this is another card that my son revealed this one. It was funny. I was like, hey, do not give it away. And as soon as I showed it up on my computer screen, his face completely gave it away. But back to collecting, like, this isn't the most expensive card on the secondary market. It was a pack pull, but just such a beautiful card, man. Like his rookie Young Guns canvas, I find it to be such a bit of a troll job by Upper Deck. I was not happy, but then the next season they come up with this regular UD canvas, and it's just such a great shot of Bedard. The black and white, I got a gem 10. Great card right there. One of my favorites in my collection, and it doesn't have to be the most expensive card all the time. It's just a great hockey shot, great young player. Really excited to have that in my collection. Probably the whale of my first of this submission, technically not my first sub, is Macklin Celebrini Young Guns. This guy is the real deal. San Jose is so fortunate to have him. A true centerman. He reminds me of the type of centerman that you build championship teams around. Alongside Will Smith and all those young players that they got stockpiling up in San Jose. These guys are going to be scary good for a long time. Really hoping for a gem here. This looked like a really crisp, clean card, so I kind of expect it to grade well. And we get a 9. We get a 9. So I'll have to take a look at that report and see why. I'm new to it, so maybe wouldn't be surprised if it had to do with the centering on this card that pulled it down to a 9. But yeah, once again, with tag, you get a chance to get online, have a look at those reports, and know exactly why your card graded the way that it did. What just such a great tool to have. Overall, just to look at the great looking cards, great looking slabs, and yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video, because if you did, I'm looking forward to maybe doing some more of these in the future. Thanks for checking out my reveal. Take care.